Leshrac for X Nova. Pulled a couple of tangos, in fact. I think Firo needs some more tangos, boys. Give him some tangos. There we go. the Sven gives him one. Fair enough.
We'll get 5 to start with, so I guess it's fine. Smoke up again here, WG. Walk in that line, probably across there, but they're gonna be intercepted. Mushi sitting on the high ground, ready to see that pop. Actually, he's going down to low ground himself.
Oh my god.
So they pass like chips in the night. This could be really devastating, actually, depending on whether WG actually finds anybody. Can wrap all the way around. Shabs and Mushi, they're coming back up to the high ground. WG are the one with the advantage. Double stun from Jabani start off with. Follow up from Nova. They're gonna focus onto Mushi. Gets a crush on 3. Couple more right clicks. Will still follow, still being slowed down by the battle hunger. And the first blood drawn by Pharaoh. Going onto the laser. And he's also gonna get himself that bounty rune. And that's exactly the kind of stuff that you want if you are running that Tinker. The sooner he gets boots of travel, the sooner he can start bouncing around the map and do Tinker things, essentially.
To battle.
TP in from Velo is going to be aggro, trying to steal this bounty, and he's not getting it. Now, caught inside a kinetic field, can claim, or can take a few right clicks of his own.
Ice is mid.
Yes?
Mid Brood, safe lane, Necro, and they're playing aggro, dual lane, Mushi Jabs, Monkey Slardar.
Not sure how I feel about Brood mids, honestly.
Hey, we'll see. Ice obviously knows something.
I guess you still get the health region. He's sitting at 6.7 without any tangos or anything, so that'll help.
And I guess you no longer have this battle of sentries in the mid lane now, right?
I guess, yeah. Not really much point to it. Bottom lane, Velo, Ace. Trying to deal with the Disruptor right now with the slows, just getting a few extra right clicks in, but Ninja Boogie early point kinetic field. Not the easiest way to harass the axe, but it's serviceable.
And you still have free pathing mid, so, you know, walking up cliff tops and stuff if you're ganked from the sides. You got a few avenues of escape here, but Tinker should have a reasonably good time once he starts getting into the levels of March, dealing with the spiders. But Broodmother hits these kind of weird, you know, spikes of power, where like you're level 3 or 4 and suddenly you're just running at the Tinker and killing him 1v1.
Oh yeah. You'd imagine that the aggressive potential from the Spiderlings is still gonna be there, so he gets his army up off the ground. Once, as you said, once you hit the, like level 3 with level 2 spawn Spiderlings, you can start building on it a little bit. Then, but then again, all the thing has to do against that is purchase the E-scroll, I guess.
The spiders are dying so fast. Oh, can he slap the crit? No. He tried to go for it.
Now, Torrents. Ice actually dropping very low. He's trying to juke and jive with the vision, but he can't. Pharaoh snipes him with the 2 points up on laser. That also works.
A little bit messy. Firo misses out on the first laser attempt, but Ice just, you know, hands him the second go. But yeah, this is where the monkey should be. Just tracking back on the Kunkka. Trouble is, Leshrac is also here.
Connects. Gonna right click away. The Torrent will miss. As a result, we'll just try and TP out. Don't think they have enough damage. Meanwhile, elsewhere.
Axe is chasing
Halo,
Disruptor.
He has been dead up against Ninja Boogie. He just keeps running him down. He's level 3 now, so he's not missing out on too much because of it. But Moon is having a pretty okay time down at the bottom. At least for the time being.
But it's a complete reversal of game 1, right? You look at the CS, you look at the kind of dynamic of the lanes. WG are winning top and mid, and Velo's doing reasonably bottom lane. He's level 3, things are going nicely, can stack the jungle for himself as well, and Mushi's getting closed in on here.
Stun, follow up, he's quite tanky with EPMS. Jump in from Jabs, follow crush. There's an X as well from R from Moosh. The Torrents already used a little bit earlier, so Moosh is actually able to survive this one. Jabs has to dive towards the top though. He'll probably not be able to jump on any tree, so he'll be the casualty instead. Try to help out this carry, and I guess he's successful in that regard. Still feeding kill over to the Sven, who's already full on, or high on the CS chart.
So watch what Ice is doing mid. He's keeping Pharaoh as far away from the creep wave as possibly can. These spiders just run forward, hit him, run back, run forward, hit him, run back. Great micro there from Ice Ice Ice. As he does come back into this lane now, overlapping the Tinker and CS. And this is one of the spikes, right? This is now level 4 Broodmother, you've got the 2 points in Spiderlings, and you can start to exert a little bit of your emphasis on this middle lane. But Firo throws out the level 1 March, just zones him back a little bit. Shouldn't be too worried about how things are going.
It's not like the March is killing Spiderlings all too quickly, you should always be able to march them out of there, but it also makes it impossible for you to really go on a Tinker, unless you really have, unless you've done the math and say, alright, I can take this level 1 March, damage is not always significant, and I have enough Spiderlings to make a kill happen. But not quite at that point just yet. Continues to spam out more weapons though, and it makes it all the more dangerous for WG to stick around here, especially with Mushi rotating in. He gets double crouch, a bunch of Spiderlings, looking for Aftermush instead here. Torrent will be dodged for the most part, and this is them running the gauntlet here. X-Nova turning things around here, trying to find Mushi, but the stun will connect the Edict. Not really effective. Finish the job, and Velo also making rotation now. Another TP in as Aftermush respawns. Yeah, at least preventing the follow-up tower push.
Roaming Mushi. 4-roll Slardar. I mean, I called the 4-roll Slardar, right? But no, like, seriously. He's level 4, he comes off top lane, it's scouted. They know. Aframush pings them out the entire way. They know they've moved from, like, top rune. They know they've moved up onto the high ground where the old shrine used to be. WG knew this was happening, but it just happened so quickly and in such an unexpected way with the Spiderlings coming forward and, you know, the leap in from the Monkey King that Tinker and Kunkka just didn't stand a chance of really counteracting what had happened. Then in comes X-Nova thinking that there's a fight to be had, but you've got all these Spiderlings that have been amassed up by Ice Ice that just crush through the heroes. Yep. So all of a sudden, Mineski, they balance out the game. Necro now has been free farming bot lane for a significant amount of time as Velo has had to leave the lane several times to go and stack jungle and farm and regen up because he can't stand here. And Firo's Tinker might have to go back into the jungle soon as well. Still 2 points in March, not yet level 6. Soul Ring a little bit of a distance away. It looks like he's going to try and potentially rush the Boots of Travel.
Stealing the bounty rune. We'll definitely find people in mid again. The Spiderlings, eh? Crush connect and Aframoosh. Get that extra kill over. X was on himself, I believe. Not really doing anything. And now this is space for Ice to also finish off the tower. Super early, super easy. And, I think he cannot go back to his lane here. He cannot go near these webs.
Mushi is legitimately playing the 4 role here. He is roaming Slardar.
Aframush trying to match him. There's the axe. Goes to Torrent. Pharaoh's there with the March. Does have some lasers support. Follow-up is there from X-Nova. This time they'll get the kill. Spiderling is too late to tank up some of the Edict.
It's fine, you just lost the support. No big deal. Jabs is now the real offlaner. Moon is the carry. Moon does get called under tower here, but Velo... Well, there's no mana for Reaper Scythe. He's got 8 1 charges.
Velo might still just be in trouble regardless. Couple more right clicks. The X-Pack of the Ninja Boogie. He glimpses Aframush away as well.
He has the Scythe now, so Velo can't come forward, and Aframush, if he sticks around, he dies.
How do you go on these lanes now? I mean, we have a big spider army, so Ice is off limits at this point. Can't go Necrophos because he's Necrophos. Kinda have to try and go top lane, but Monkey King is kind of hugging the tower, and he has the creeps coming to him, so it doesn't really mind either. Like,
you don't, I don't think. Like,
just have to try and farm up, but Aframush going a little bit too far forward. Mushi comes in, now there's the side.
And that's why. Like, so the plan here has to be for WG just to try and defend your Tinker as much as you can.
Next use of still stick charges to work with. Holding on to them for the time being. WG, they really want this kill. Nice little split up again. X-Nova keeps hitting these, so good on them, and they will find the dump.
Oh, slight overextension from Mineski there, wanting to get some chip damage onto tier 2 with the wave pushing in, but a great TP rotation from Sven. A little bit unexpected. Jabami does arrive with his Mask of Madness. 4 points up in the cleave already, so gets involved in his first little battle down towards the bottom lane. Top of the net worth still, the Sven. As Leshrac And Sven, they can potentially look to roam in onto this mid lane, but Ice is farming Ancients at this point. So hard to keep a track of where he is. And Jabs has been doing decently top. You know, you leave top lane and this Monkey King just farms away.
Let's get some help. Moon and Ninja Boogie. Bit of a ganking party. Might have been spotted out. They definitely aren't. Where now with this Observer Watch from Heiger. Let's get the glimpse onto Aframoosh. Jabs just walking down and poor Kunka. That's the one who's going to die again. And that's the thing, right? WG, they have to kind of try and split it up and try and get the farm off the map because surely, or certainly they have a hard time getting kills unless it's on the back of an overextension.
Oh, Velo's under this tower.
Mineski, no?
I thought maybe he was in trouble with Jabs looking to jump on him, but they're trying to cut down this tree. If they cut down this one now, he's stunned.
They do, they see it. Jabami pops the ultimate, followed up with a stun, and don't even get the dunk because Jabami's too strong.
Interesting.
These kind of things help.
Interesting that Jabs didn't move. Velo comes in, he cuts the tree behind where the monkey is, and monkey just stands there on top of the treetops, not really worrying too much, but I do give away that little kill as Mushi's still in behind this tower, has hit level 6, can throw out some corrosive haze, but with level 2 Edict and this god strength from Sven, I'll bring down this tier 1 with relative ease.
Yeah. He doesn't want to go anywhere close to that. The extra money for WG, like they didn't just bide the time until they have some of their core items up and running. 1500 gold, 1600 now, close to 700 if he gets all the creeps. Velo is getting closer towards the Blink Dagger. You have Tinker, who's very happy with slower pace of the game.
He has boots of travel now.
And he has boots of travel now. Also going for the Soul Ring.
Yeah, Soul Ring comes next. Just wanted the BOTs to be able to split the map a little bit more. You know, you see this top lane and it's been relatively empty. You know, we've seen a Monkey King come here, there's a Leshrac farming there. You would love to have the Tinker just, yeah, exactly, come up here and farm this lane, get back into the jungle and farm there, but it looks like Mineski are ready for this kind of movement. So are WG. They're stunning trees. They've got Velo up here ready to fight as well. So it's just going to be a clash of heads, or it's going to be a clash of nothing. As Jabs is up here. He's a tree, actually.
Oh yeah, I was wondering where the vision came from. Like, wait a second, why does Radiant have vision? But yeah, it's the tree on a tree. How could I not see that? Are you trying to write there? There we go.
I've been trying. It just broke on the terrain. He's the tree man.
Alright. Oh, they see him jump down. And jump back up. So annoying to deal with. Okay, so Jabami is still top net worth.
Mushi is kind of switching back into the 3 role or the 1 role, something, I don't know. He's got Tread Soul Ring. Can't really face up against the Sven at this point now. Well, Broodmother just continually farming Ancients. Desolator is up. Mask Man is soon to follow. But they've not really done too much to focus down this Tinker. Pharaoh is having a free time now. Well, much freer than he did previously in the laning stage.
Yeah. Good combo here. Afterwards drops it all on Mushi. Down half health on Jabami. Coming to wrap around from the back. Following up for free kill. Alright, so with all of these things happening, WG starting to get to the point where they need to be. Afterwards, alright, he's a little bit too far. Gets the torn off, but not enough to do anything. What's the timing for Mineski? What are they aiming for? Like, what's the win condition at this point?
Blink Slardar? Monkey King with, like, Phase Echo or something? They need to catch the Tinker and then take it into a big team fight. They need to not get caught by Sven. Sven now has a Blink Dagger, so they have to be kind of very old Moon.
As well, gets the call just on the edge onto Moon. They have to dunk. They have the kill. Tower.
Yeah.
Punchbacks Nova as well.
They need to
Edict damage.
They need to not get caught like that.
Yeah.
That slows things down so much for Mineski, and it speeds things up very, very quickly for WG. Now Tinker has free time to, you know, move from top to mid, clears out waves. He knows he's under no real pressure because Necro is dead, and making plays as Mineski without your Necro is pretty difficult. Like, sure, your Broodmother has Mom, has Deso, but you need heroes to activate the Brood in teamfights to enable her to do that damage, which is through control. And the control comes from, Moon being a tanky Necro on the front lines, but also comes from Slardar, who needs a blink, from Disruptor, who has 4 points in Glimpse and finally has a Static Storm, reaches level 7, and gets, the extra point in the Glimpse and the ulti. But they just need to be active, I think. I don't think Mineski can just sit back and say, right, we'll take this late game. Sure, that one of their win conditions is, or like one of the greatest things they can do is get Blink on Slardar and all these items that I'm talking about. But finding a kill on Tinker is so important.
Slardar and Mushi, next one is stopped by Call, but if you take it out, the dunk will miss. It's on cooldown and turn roll play from Ninja Boogie as they smoke in. They get a scythe off on Velo. Now the chase for more. Pharaoh with the blink back. The X onto, I believe, Moon. He will still dodge the boat as well as the taunt. Now turning around from Jabami. He's going ham. Look for Moon one more time, but Jab's coming through with zone ultimates. Pretty damn scary for the supports anyway. Kind of splitting WG up, but Mineski already on the run. The glimpse, well, not really doing anything to Jabami. All he needed was the one hit. Jab's still jumping about, being the monkey man that he is.
Yeah, unable to finish the Tinker, unfortunately. Now looking for the Lashrak. Might be able to catch X-Nova. Has another Primal Spring in a little bit, but he'll give up now. In the meantime, Tier 2 mid did fall. Ice gets to push in onto that. Mask Man is complete. BKB on its way. So at the very least, that fight top, yes, it's bad for Mineski. They lose 2 heroes there, the Necro and the Disruptor. Mushi survived, right? He got away.
Yeah.
Because he got the crush and he sprinted out. I don't think he went back in, if my memory serves me rightly.
Yeah,
but
the dunk missed and then he walked out.
Yeah, so Mushi surviving there, like that is not an awful situation. You get a decent fight. You make sure that Sven and Tinker both have to commit for it. You don't get the tier 1, which is a little unfortunate, but WG looking to make some more action happen as they smoke up in from their own jungle towards this top lane, but it's caught by the scan.
Scan out. Another tree and a tree. The smoke will start to break. Aphramoosh kind of offering himself up. Gets the axe off anyway. And the blinking cross. Double stun here into the double call. Veo and Jabami together. They just start off the fight on the right foot despite the vision advantage from Mineski. And now they're calling the retreat. I have to get rid of. Yeah, okay, blink in to put it in eye. Catapult's gonna get another hit off. WG. Well, mobility in this case trumps vision, by the looks of it.
I don't know what the call was there in the team comms. There was obviously some kind of, crossed wires or miscommunication between them. I don't know if they said to the Monkey King, Boundless Strike and stun them so they can't blink, or try and catch them so they can't jump us. Because having Disruptor and Necro stood next to each other, your two teamfight heroes. Those are the 2 most important heroes for Mineski at this moment in time. Both getting caught by a 2-man stun into 2-man call is disastrous. That's just not meant to happen. So there was definitely something that went wrong there for Mineski. They do buy time for Ice though as he goes in on bottom lane.
He does indeed. Pharaoh, he will die to the call, or maybe not. The call from Velo comes through, keeping them alive for the time being, buying his friend enough time to TP out, and now the stun connects onto Jabs, gets X back into the torrent. They're making a 1-for-1 trade out of this. Velo with a big place, making sure the Tinker doesn't fall and can continue to snowball. Aphramoosh is just running right over Ice. Or the other way around, I guess. Props another set of webs and another one. Super hard to catch, even when you do damage to him. So he gets out, but damn. WG with the big place. I thought Tinker was dead for sure there. As stands now, he's still alive to defend mid lane.
Yeah, that call timing was on point. That was like 1/10 of a second away from Tinker just being one hit by the monkey or finished off by the Broodmother, who do a lot of damage between them. But they get Pharaoh out, which is nice, buying more time for the Tinker to build up. It looks like he's still going to try and head into Ether Lens. One of those items that got changed pretty drastically. They split Ether Lens into 2 parts. The cast range for Ether, and then they created the Kaya, the nice little spell amp bonus. I wouldn't be surprised to see him maybe skip the Ether Lens, because that cast range isn't amazing. Like, it's good, but it's not amazing.
Velo gets the call off, but there's no fields around him and no support whatsoever. So yeah, just gonna get scythed down. Yeah, I do agree. And where do you get the cast range for in the Tinker anyway?
So it used to be that Ether Lens was super good for, cast range and damage on laser. You've got extra damage on rockets and March of the Machines, and with Aghanim Scepter it was just ridiculous. With Aether Lens and Ags you were just a monster. But since Aether Lens now is only like targeted abilities, it only improves laser. So of course, you can get a Hex later on and it increases the cast range of that, but I think that's too far in the future. As Aframoosh found and killed down a bot lane. Goodbye. But yeah, we were talking about this the other day, right? The kind of potential changes in builds for Tinker nowadays. I'm not sure. I'm not sure on the Aether Lens anymore. Seems very odd.
Let's see what they actually want to go through with it. For now, it's just doing Tinker things. We'll teleport to the other side of the map from where he knows that Mineski is at right now. Or he could infer. They're just playing for time here. WG, they don't have the worst late game lineup, to say the least. They have the Sven who can do a ridiculous amount of damage. X is always going to be relevant. Same with the Kunkka, really. You're always going to have tower damage with X Nova, and the Tinker can be absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so, give a smoke. WG, they want to take medicine to their own hands. One of that has been scattered out by the Spiderlings, probably not though. One way or the other, Mineski, they doesn't look like they're gonna get caught up on this in this WG. They rip all the way around to the high ground. They just might.
Like worst case, they lose Ninja Boogie.
Yeah, it's.
Dire scan the monkey. Radiant did scan around the Roche pit, expecting maybe a sneaky Roche attempt from WG. But they're still all grouped in behind this mid-tier 1, while bottom lane getting shoved in towards tier 2. Mushi has the blink and a Morbid Mask, interestingly enough, over on the Slardar. Not sure if he's heading into a Vlad's or, a Mask of Madness. We'll see what he aims towards.
Vlad's could be good for just the Monkey King as well as all the spiders and the Broodmother in general. But we'll see. Now they're still sitting bottom and still shoving it out. They're not entirely sure about WG's positioning because they've been spending so much time patiently waiting for someone to show up in mid that it's almost like, hey, are we still really sure that they're there? Because no one in the right mind just wastes so much time just sitting around on their asses, essentially.
Well, they know where Isis is. They know he was farming Ancients. They now jump him, finally, but they can't kill him there. Like, they know where Monkey and Slardar are. They're both bottom lane. They're showing. Moon is showing top with the Necro. So, WG know that there's only Ninja Boogie here. They're just waiting for someone to TP mid to try and, farm the lane, and then they go on them. But it was all very, quite obvious. I think Mineski read it from start to finish.
Yep. Bottom lane, Mushi's slithering out. Jabs following him with the jumps. They will not be punished for this tower damage that they did down here either.
So yeah, Tinker's going straight into Ags first. He's not going to go Aether Lens yet. He's also got Kaya queued up. So he has Aether Lens, Ags, and Kaya all queued up. I would be a huge fan if he didn't go Aether Lens and he just went for the Kaya. But if he's going to go Hex, like the trouble with Tinker is, you're so slot limited. You need travels, you need blink, you need soul ring. You can, shift the bottle back into your stash for whenever you're in Fountain. But on top of that, you need a Shiver's Guard, a Hex, a Kaya. Aether Lens is just that kind of one item too far, it feels like. Yeah. But we'll see. Like having the extended range on laser with Aghanim Scepter is reasonably good, but I don't know if it's worth that amount of money good.
Just also the opportunity cost. Like if you have Aether Lens, like what else could you have gotten with that kind of money that is more efficient or more slot efficient as well?
Half of your Hex.
Yeah, essentially. And you need something like a Hex to deal with the Brood, right? You need more lockdown because Broodmother, Ice's Eye is starting to be very, very tanky. We saw it in that last little poke from the Sven. Obviously that was without God Strength, without any support whatsoever, but 2k health points, BKB, 10 armor, not the worst.
Alright, Mask of Madness Mushi, but Aghanim's Tinker. This is where Firo starts to shine. This is where it becomes difficult for Mineski to fight, and they've been waiting for their items to fight for a long time. Roshan, it's being pinged out here by the axe. Probably the big point of contest coming in the next, 2 or 3 minutes.
Spiderlings in there. Alpha move with a bit of a torrent. Trying to scout that out. Oh no, he's feeding all the spiderlings. No. Did that earlier as well. 200 lasteds on a Tinker. Like 20 or 30 of those were probably spiderlings.
Sven is super scary.
Go in, Ninja Boogie, that's a stun. X comes out as well just in case, but they just straight up tank him down. Be able to get rid of the tier 1 tower, but on the other side lanes are not quite at the tier 2s. No infiltrate available from Mineski, but just call spiders. Not the big one, but Jabami, they find himself a DD room, pop the God Strike, they just go straight up at the Roche. Just drops it down, it's one of the huge team fighters, 15 more seconds with very good timing, very good ability to go into it. Oh, the X onto Moon. Just keep them away. They think twice about it. Don't quite have enough as much damage as they thought without minus armor. And Ninja Boogie, yeah, back from the dead. They have to retreat. Bottom lane, tier 2 tower end up going down. Bushi continue to push this out and farm the jungle in the meantime. WG. This Monkey King is so annoying. Sees them coming, but smoke breaks immediately. They have no idea.
So skilled.
Yeah.
So I hope your PC is up to it because we're going to have a lot of lag in the next team fight. Oh, look at that.
The call, he actually still connects, drag them all the way in, but now Monkey King ruins them. Into Static Summon 3, inside the Wukong's command. Jabami does have the BKB, can try and make his way out also. Fighting inside the march, but Pharaoh next on the list, trying to TP out. That's not gonna happen. A full 5-man wipe in the span of 5 seconds. Didn't even have time to lag for that. That's how fast that was. Almost as fast as the new Mercedes-Benz E-Class. But
hey. But yeah, like Monkey King set everything up, popping the smoke, ready for the ulti. It was a pretty nifty like mechanic there with a blink call and then the glimpse. It dragged Mineski into the fight, into the Wukong's command, but then WG were forced to fight there because they're placing marches down. The Sven struggled to stick on a target, couldn't really find anyone. Ice already took Roshan and Aegis, so they just charged forward. And this is Mineski hitting their timing. We were looking for it. The blink on Slardar, sure, he has a master command in addition to it, but they've got Radiance on Moon. Ice is ready to battle with his BKB. It was just that moment where Mineski flicked the switch, and we've seen this time and time again. They look like they're losing or they're down, they're behind, but they know that moment, they're strong, and they exploit that moment to perfection in that single team fight there, with jabs, scouting everything out. Perfect Wukong's command. I was expecting a little more lag, but there weren't any spiderlings or anything in the fight, right? It was just March and the Monkey King ulti.
Yep.
But this Broodmother is pretty scary right now.
Say that again. Aegis in hand.
Pretty scary right now.
Thank you, thank you.
Monkey King, though, not so scary when he's found by an axe and a Sven and a Kunkka.
Oh yeah. Axe cuts you down, quite literally. That's what he said. Yeah. This is what WG, they need to keep fighting these smaller skirmishes, I feel like. They've been doing a really good job just catching one guy off guard, and then if the fight continues, if Mineski just plays into them, then you have all these low cooldown spells to work with. You have the call coming off cooldown time and time again, you have the X, you have even the Sven stun. It's like, what, 13 seconds. Not to mention the Tinker, who just, it's a 2-second cooldown, almost 1.5 seconds on a level 2 rearm. They just cannot get caught by this kind of a Static Storm Wukong's command combo again. Yep. Won't they realize, alright, we fucked up. Didn't look for the Monkey King. Then again, you can't really... It's almost impossible to find him when you're just sitting on a random tree in this general area.
So much in Dota nowadays, we've seen it become more and more important over the past maybe 9 months to a year, where team fights Before this period used to be very dependent on kind of outskilling your opponents, knowing when to initiate and counter initiate. Now we talk so often about the vision game, right? Vision heroes, placing observer wards, having deep vision, watching out for smokes and everything like that. Dota now is pretty much all about having information about your opponents. And that's why Mineski have been doing so well, If WG there hadn't had their smoke scouted, if they had been able to jump in with a Sven with a stun BKB onto a target, get the numbers advantage, clear through one, Mineski, they topple over. They don't have the ability to kind of come back in a team fight. It only works when they have the front foot forward. So we still have WG in a relatively good position. They have the items they need to go and take a team fight. It's just finding the moment to use their heroes and their items efficiently is the difficult part of their game right now. Because they're having all of their lanes pushed in. Mineski are again looking for this initiation. Swinging in through this dire jungle towards the top tier 2. And WG are just struggling to find an opening. Daedalus now on Sven, sure, he can slam someone into the ground, but finding that someone, finding Moon or finding Mushi or Jabs, whoever it may be, all these very annoying, elusive heroes, outside of the Broodmother, of course, difficult to stick on.
Yeah. Mineski just taking some time to take over the dire side of the map. They bring down walls, they send spiderlings everywhere, it's like the Guardians. They have the webs, so Ice can walk around wherever he wants. Gonna claim the last tier 2, eventually. Down bottom, looks like WG is setting up for some sort of a trade. It's only X-Nova here can do that himself.
Ooh.
There's no response.
Stormhammer dispels enemies, level 20 talent for Sven.
Oh wow.
So he can dispel Ghost Shroud. He can dispel the Jingu Mastery once the stacks are up on the Monkey King. Outside of that, you can't dispel the ulti of Broodmother, I don't believe. So it's basically going to be for Ghost Shroud, so that Sven can always just jump in. If Ghost Shroud is up, he stuns and he kills.
Yeah. Then don't you want to just lead with a stun?
It depends how a fight starts, right? Like usually you want to be leading with your Axe or your Kunkka, with an X or a Blink Call, and then Sven comes in after. And during that time, you're likely going to see a Ghost Shroud.
Alright, that is Blink Call, ultimate double crush, the bundle strike into the Wukong's command here. The follow up with a stun to bring down Necrophos, but Modcast all dropping so low. Velo, nowhere to go. Jabs should be able to finish him off. Maybe not though. Pharaoh just zaps him down first. Ninja Boogie drops down the Static Storm and Spiderlings of all things. Gonna be finishing up the act. Jabami with another stun, but he has no health, no mana either. Ice, blinking to the other side, but
What was that blink?
the right clicks. I don't even know, dude. Don't think it would have mattered either way, but triple kill for Ice as he cleans up. But the rest of his team is dead.
I mean,
What was that about?
WG got the jump first. They got the jump, they got the fight they wanted. It was a little bit scrappy though, with the fact that Moon managed to survive a little bit longer thanks to Mushi's great blink initiation. Monkey King set up the ulti as well. With this Blade Mail did so much damage back into the Monkey King that, he was kind of skirting back and forth, undecided whether he wants to finish off the axe or not. But Ice comes in and he clears up really nicely. But like the Sven there blinking, his blink comes off cooldown and he's got a couple of ways he can go to like blink TP. I think his idea was like to blink into where his allies were coming from and then they maybe turn and fight on the Broodmother here. Yeah. But I think it probably just would have been better if he blinked into the trees, southeast and just tried to go for the TP out.
It would have been very hard because 3 seconds for a TP, you have the nets already down on the web. Ice should have been able to just run him down regardless.
We've got, okay, I was just about to start talking about Nullifier. I don't know when Ice bought this. I'm assuming it's a very new pickup.
Just recently, yeah, it's his latest item.
But it's just the Ghost Scepter on Tinker. I don't know if this is a reaction to it or if he'd planned to do this beforehand, but you need something to break that ghost form, right? Now that you can't do it with Diffusal Blade Purge, you need the Nullifier to just dispel that ghost form, ethereal form.
Yeah. Alright, WG. Overall though, if you look at the net worth drop, it's kind of stabilized and it's a win for WG in its own right. Roshan might respawn in about 10 seconds. Already setting up around this general area, trying to find somebody else from Mineski. Just kind of get the ball rolling a little bit further. Might find Ice here. They have no vision of him, but they might if he decides to go down to farm this medium camp. And he is indeed. That is, they're gonna go Blink Call with a bunch of Firelings. Alright, never mind, they're gonna get gotten rid of. It doesn't matter, Jabami with plenty of damage.
That's a lot of money.
Use. That's, he is deadless though, look at that. A lot of money for Velo.
Yeah, almost 900 gold for Velo. Not too bad. Roshan's not up yet, though, unfortunately. 1 minute 40 until WG can try and strike down on that. But that was a big streak to take away from Isis Broodmother, who was 8-2 and 3, or was 8-1 and 3, and loses that big old streak. But yeah, if you look at the Tinker's build, skips over the Ether Lens. The Ghost Scepter obviously picked up to deal with all this physical damage from Monkey and Brood, but didn't go Ether Lens. Went for the Kaya, moved into Dagon, just wants that magic amp.
Yeah.
It was probably just one of the situations where, like, you have, you've got the muscle memory of shift queuing items. You're like, right, I want this, this, this. Oh, yeah. These are the chain of 3 items I want, and it used to be Ether Lens, but no longer is.
Do you know why they call it Dagon, by the way?
Because it's a mythical creature,
no,
or a god.
One click and Dagon.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Get it?
Oh, I get it. Yes, I understand the concept there, the premise of the joke. Very amusing.
Okay.
Please don't make any more.
Oh, yeah.
I will find you and I will kill you.
I'm not sure you know where I live.
Somewhere in the north of Germany, near Denmark. I'll get there.
Pretty sure I told you my city over and over, or a couple of times. But the fact that you don't remember makes me feel very safe. But yeah. Moving on here. Sven. Going for the Bloodthorn next, but look good. One has the big crits from the Daedalus. So, has the game changed, or is it going to change anytime soon, or is it still always going to be about who gets to jump on who?
It's pretty much who gets the jump, but obviously WG are at an inherent disadvantage, right? They're 1 lane of racks down, they're having their side lanes pushed in, and if Roshan gets taken here by Mineski, this could be just game over.
Started working away, and it's falling very, very quickly here to Mushi and Ice as Ice. Gonna get Aegis as well as Cheese, but at the same time the initiation mid onto Moon. No overcommittal though. Pharaoh coming in now, and there's the bow, there's the call, there's everything dropped onto the Necrophos. BKB using from Velo. They want more. BKB as well from Mushi. What's another blink call in a second, but they make the call. The shot call. Let's get the hell out of here. Let's not try and throw this away against Aegis and Cheese.
Yeah, they get 1 pick on Moon, but still Aegis and Cheese on Mushi. Still a win for Mineski, especially if they can catch Afromush here.
Back. Can indeed.
And now WG have to come back and clear top lane. Tinker's pushing bottom, but is still open to a jump from Monkey potentially.
Yep, let's Thunder Strike first. Ghost Scepter, yes. Should be fine.
There's no tower to TP to, so Jabs was all alone in that endeavor. Sven even comes down towards bottom lane. Walked all the way down here. Might have to TP back up towards top though, with Isis Ice and Ninja Boogie both lurking around in the jungle, but it seems they're a little bit afraid of what's coming their way. But Sven is just standing behind this Tinker.
Huh. It's very curious. Also, do you see this weird particle effect? Just goes off screen. Whenever he has Warcry on?
No, I've not seen it.
Right. So weird. It's like a single line just running in a circle around him, essentially, just going off screen. Oh well, who knows. Alright, Mineski, again, continue to set up in the dire side. What the hell? That works. Quick pick on the Monkey King with some calls and some spins, one would imagine. Meanwhile, X back. After Musho also gets limbs, goes down the boat, but 1, 2, 3. Mushi gets it down very, very quickly. Now Jabami is still sticking around here. Has the help of X Nova. It's on 3v2. The Nullifier.
Oh,
oh my god.
Oh.
Just gets absolutely destroyed.
See ya, baby. Oh, nice blink from Moon up the
Velo
top
misses
as
the
well.
call.
Gets out.
He's back in Velo. He's just such a back and forth, like with Glimpse, with X, with all the blinks. It's so hard to just nail somebody down, but when they do, Mineski is just taking them off the field immediately. Both the supports from WG not gonna be joining this fight. And this buyback on Nova if he desperately needs it, but doesn't look like Mineski wants to commit to another high ground push for the time being without the Monkey King.
Yeah, Monkey King has the gem. He's got the Wukong's command, which is their main zonal tool when pushing or defending high ground. So they'll just wait for jabs to respawn and deal with this Pharaoh Tinker who's just split pushing bot lane consistently over and over again. Definitely something that they have to come back and deal with from time to time. But like they have to kill the Tinker. That really is still the key. As in all Tinker games, you have before you push high ground, before you go and do anything, you have to kill a Tinker. It's been amazing so far that Mineski have taken 2 Roshans with no real big contest. The first time, okay, was thanks to Jab scouting them, but the second time they just kind of snuck in there, and Tinker wasn't able to lay down marches defensively to protect the Roshan from the Radiant heroes. Oh, they're gonna go fight mid.
Fine X Nova, he is going to fall, gets a stun off, so delaying things a little bit. Meanwhile, in the back though, Aftermoon. So the same 2 heroes die again. Bottom lane continuing to be pushed out. Velo was there as well, but he
they saw the Sven.
Back.
They saw the Sven.
Oh, I can get this guy. This would be so big, but Jabami actually turns things around with a bit of a stun, forcing out the BKB, and now he's actually in trouble. He's gonna be bashed up. Pops his own BKB at half health. Now there is the God Strength. They claim the Aegis. Broodmother in the middle of that. Man fighting up against Jabami as well as Velo with the Insatiable Hunger. Will be successful now. Immediate buyback forced out due to the Scythe. Another fire on Tinker. That is the bigger kill. Buybacks galore as Velo. He should take out the damage over time unless he heals enough. Really not sure at this point. Now he's going to take out, and it's down to WG to throw down the second round of heroes. Another stun, but no more Godstring for Jabami. He doesn't really have the same kind of power. Now gets crushed up. Jabami with the dieback. And this might just very well be game right now. Pharaoh is just spamming rocket after rocket after rocket and lasers however much he can, but without the Sven, without the axe to control people.
Tinker is like the one hero that can defend this space. Spam the lasers, but he's jumped upon, and this is the thing, Mineski are always the ones with their foot forward.
Gets stunned up, voted, taunted. They might be able to snag the skill here with a little bit of extra damage. Jabs is there to try and turn things around, and so is Mushi with a double crush. The right clicks so fast. Everyone survives despite the last torrent. Moon, 150 health points, all he needs, and they call it. GG, well played. Only after Mushi on his Konka. It is pretty damn strong, but not strong enough.
Afro Moosh defeated by Mushi.
Ha!
GG. Final, which is a best of 5 tomorrow.